Good morning from the Frontier Culture Museum in Staunton, Virginia. This is a super long ways away from home for us. How long do we travel to get here?
16, 17 minutes maybe.
It's pretty ridiculous. It's a super long road trip.
Yeah, we had to get out and stretch a couple of times on the journey.
We sure did. So Staunton is our birth town. Birth town? Hometown.
Hometown? Birthplace?
Yeah, birthplace.
Birth town.
This is where both of us were born and raised. We just live about 20 minutes north of here now. So the Frontier Culture Museum is a very large open-air museum that shows off how different people lived throughout different centuries from multiple cultures.
West Africa, 1700s.
1750's Ireland.
England, 1650s.
1750's Germany.
American Indians, 1600s.
So we're just going to walk around and explore. You may notice that
There's no furry creature.
yeah, Riley of Riley Roams is not here, and that's because they don't allow pets because of all the animals and all the loud noises. So we did see online that if you are traveling with your furry companion and you can't leave her home like we did, that you can actually rent a covered kennel from them. I think it was like $5 a day. So if you're on the road and you have your dog with you and you don't want to miss out on this area, you can just kennel them for the day here.
So we're gonna head on in, buy our tickets. I believe they are $12 a piece, and do some exploring. So we'll see y'all in there.
We'll do it. So something interesting is if you were a child growing up in the Shenandoah Valley like we were, you came to the Frontier Culture Museum like every couple of years in school.
Yeah, on field trips.
Very frequently. We have not been here in like 15 or 20 years.
Yeah, probably since middle school, so.
Yeah, so there's definitely some new exhibits that we've never seen before, and it's been so long that we don't remember them. So yeah, we are excited to see what they have added since we left elementary school about 5-10 years ago. And yeah, should be some good stuffs.
There's some cute goats behind us.
Yeah, right there. I named the big one Riley. This is a self-guided tour. You just walk around from location to location, but most of the places, if not all of them, have interpreters and tour people talking and explaining to you what they're doing, so should be pretty interesting.
The people represented on the West African farm are Igbo, a region located in modern-day Nigeria. West African peoples were linked by an extensive trade network which covered large areas of the continent. Trading brought them goods and information from other parts of Africa and beyond. West African societies were structured around trade and manufacturing, agricultural production, family kinship, and ancestor worship.
Candace got some goat food,
Stolen a treat?
and we're gonna go feed some of the goats Rupert and Oreo.
Are you Rupert? You look like a Rupert.
Now that's gotta be Oreo. If I've ever seen a goat that would be Oreo, that's Oreo.
Share. Sharing is caring. Oh my goodness. Oreo, it's right here. Eat it.
The period between 1500 and 1700 was a time of great social change in England. Much of the rural population was uprooted as a result of enclosure, which accelerated during the 1600s. Enclosing fields and pastures that were traditionally open common land forced many small peasant farmers off the land and in search of work and charity. Many went to Virginia as indentured servants. In exchange for passage, indentured servants agreed to work a term of service for a master, usually a tobacco planter. If they survived their indenture, they received 50 acres of land, tools, and clothing.
So you see it down to where Joe's apprenticing right now. 18th century smith can make. Like today we're working on housewares, which is, again, those hooks, like that one. Yep, that looks pretty good.
Pretty good.
That looks pretty good. So, looks like it's about ready to go.
This spike is a spindle, and you actually hold your yarn off the end of the spindle sort of at an angle, and then you wrap your wool fiber around the end. Turn the wheel, put a twist into it. But people had wool, used wool.
Fun fact that we didn't know, we just learned at the Ireland exhibit, that the house we just went into is actually from Ireland, like the country Ireland. It was bought over here in pieces with all of the, what do you call it? Stones, numbered, and they put it back together over here, but it's actually all from Ireland.
All of the buildings here.
Pretty cool. At least in this
Yeah.
section, like the old world section. Yeah, so that's pretty fascinating.
We have seen West Africa. We saw some of England. We're currently leaving Ireland and we are heading to Germany. All of this without a passport. Well, we have a passport, we just don't need one. So this is pretty cool. They said that the museum is kind of split up into two different sections, Old World and New World. So we're currently in the Old World. And then from what I understand in the New World, they kind of show how everybody gets along together and does like multicultural trading and stuff. Not that that happens anymore in America, but you know. Have their air conditioning on. All the windows are open.
They are actually going to be straight-legged all the way down. They're not fitted like the past 3 sets of trousers I've had to make, and they're not gaitered either, which would be that set kind of behind you hanging.
Traditional peasant farming became increasingly difficult during the 1700s in this region.
Population growth and the practice of dividing farmland among all family heirs resulted in smaller farms and forced many families to practice a part-time craft to survive.
Textile trades, blacksmithing, and woodworking were common crafts practiced in peasant households. Look at him just moseying along. So the woman in the Irish farm that was using the spinning wheel to make yarn was telling us that they get the wool from the German sheep. And these would be the German sheep.
We are headed to America.
The Great New World. This exhibit at the museum represents a small eastern woodlands Indian community in the Great Appalachian Valley in the early 1700s. Unfortunately, there was no interpreter here and all the exhibits were roped off. This is the second half of the museum, which is what they call the New World. And basically all the other countries have conglomerated to come to America, and now they're working together in harmony.
Settlement of America's Appalachian River valleys began in the late 1720s, and the early settlers typically built one-room log cabins like the reconstructed building at the museum. Virginia's land policy attracted diverse groups of Old World settlers to its western frontier, often referred to as the backcountry.
Anglo-American influences entered the Virginia German lives slowly. By the 1820s, English furniture, such as chests of drawers, began to appear in their houses.
They became tea and coffee drinkers and began using imported English dinner plates and teacups. This exhibit shows how the various cultures merge over the 50 years which span the periods of the American Revolution and the early Republic. The 1850s American farm was originally located in Botetourt County, Virginia. A farm like this would have been owned by a family of plain folk. This social class included farmers who owned their own land and produced enough to get by with perhaps a little surplus.
The farmhouse is modest. New forms of technology and methods of construction were being used to build it and other buildings.
Hey, kitty.
Different floor plans and architectural styles reflect different cultural influences.
So what do we find, Candace?
A Riley replica.
I think Riley's a little bit heavier than this one, but it feels like Beans is with us.
Just about as furry.
Yeah.
We are just about finished up here at the Frontier Culture Museum. We have one exhibit left, which is the church. I don't know about Candace. I've had a really good time today.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't like exactly woohoo, Frontier Culture Museum. Just because I remember coming here like 25 times, it seemed, when I was a child. And I felt like I'd seen everything there was to see, but there's a whole lot of new exhibits in the past 15 years since I've been here. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Also think I appreciate it more when I'm older. I probably wasn't paying very much attention when I was a little kid.
Yeah, I know when I was a kid and we were on a field trip, I didn't care where we were. I was just happy to be out of school, so I probably didn't care, and was probably quite rude to the interpreters back then, so just by ignoring them.
What was your favorite?
The Irish farmhouse, I would say, was probably one of my favorite.
That's what I was going to say.
I'll be honest, I was super excited about the African village, and when we got there, we were kind of underwhelmed. But it turns out that it used to be better, but the Virginia weather has, destroyed most of their stuff. So they're currently working on rebuilding it to make it better. So if you come in the future, hopefully it will be better.
Germany was interesting.
Germany was really
It
interesting,
was
yeah.
also fashion related, so.
Yeah, so Candace liked that. She was making a pair of pants, as you guys saw. It is a pretty nice day. A little warm in the sun, but when you're in the shade and the breeze is blowing, it's pretty nice. And it's also not packed because it is a Wednesday, I think. Yeah, it's midweek, so that's when I would try to come. I told Candace we kind of waited until schools are out because this is such a popular area to bring school field trips. And so I said if we pull up and there's 10 buses, we're going to do this a different day. But yeah, we basically, for the most part, had things pretty private to ourselves and could talk to the interpreters and ask the questions that we wanted to ask without feeling like we had to get in and get out. So yeah, if you're going through the Shenandoah Valley and you're looking for something different that's educational, I would definitely check this place out.
I think after we check out this last exhibit and leave here, we're going to go to get some lunch at a place that's kind of famous to Staunton called Wright's Dairy-Rite.
Stop in any day or night. That's
Except
their
for
slogan.
Mondays, 'cause
Yeah,
they're
they're
closed.
closed on Mondays.
But yeah, it's like an old school drive-in, kind of like Sonic, but old school,
Yeah,
not modern.
no slushes.
Based on what is known about the church at the museum, this building was the original place of worship for the Mount Tabor United Methodist congregation near New Hope, Virginia. The congregation's oral tradition says that the log church was constructed by enslaved African Americans before 1850.
We have made it to Wright's Dairy-Rite here in Staunton, Virginia. It has been family owned since 1952. Currently, they're doing a bunch of construction, so like there's only 6 parking spots available to order, but as you can see, you got the menu over there. So when you're ready to order, you hit the call button, wait for them to talk to you, tell them what they want, and then they bring them out. You can also eat inside. They've got a ton of booths. It's a retro theme. They've got jukeboxes and stuff. When I was a kid, the kids' meals used to come in like a little foldable paper convertible car. I have no idea if they still have those or not, but yeah, just kind of a cool place. We have picked out what we want, so I'm gonna hit the call button and get our food ordered.
Thank you for choosing Wright. This is Megan. What can I get for you today? Alright, so I have 1 regular hot dog with everything, an order of onion rings, a monster basket with cheese, mustard, mayonnaise, lettuce, and pickles, a medium Dr. Pepper, and a medium Pepsi.
That's correct.
Alright, hon, I'll go ahead and get that sent back for you, and we should be out shortly with your drinks.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Well, the food just got delivered on the classic blue plastic trays, and she put it on the tray holder. And I think we are going to be in for a treat. Holy cow.
What was it called? A monster burger?
Monster burger. That's exactly what you want out of a hamburger. And of course, crinkle cut fries. Some might say the best. Not me, but some.
First, I'm gonna go with the chili, mustard, onion filled hot dog. Very good. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Tastes like a chili, and I keep saying chili cheese. It's not chili cheese. It's chili and mustard. Tastes like a chili and mustard hot dog with some crunchy onions on top. Well, we wanted a Wright's Wheelie because I kind of consider it to be the dessert that this place is known for.
It's literally like my favorite dessert ever.
It's a glazed donut with vanilla ice cream on top, and then you can get, I think, whatever toppings you want. We were gonna get like hot fudge drizzled on top. You can get cherries, you can get walnuts, sprinkles.
But it's like a fresh donut. Like they literally make them to order.
Yeah, it's like a hot, fresh donut.
It's like the best thing ever. That's okay, I'm not bitter.
They also didn't have the patty melt that I wanted even on the menu anymore, so we'll see if I come back here again, you know? But instead we got a Wright's Flurry, and we went with the peanut butter cup option. It is vanilla ice cream with Reese's peanut butter cup chopped up on top. And then, I don't know, what else does it have?
That's it.
And that's it. Yeah, looks pretty good.
Doesn't taste like a Wright's Wheelie, I bet.
No donut involved, you know, but that's okay.
I wanted my wheelie. So that is going to do it for this week's video in Staunton, Virginia. We hope you guys enjoyed seeing the Frontier Culture Museum, and we also hoped you enjoyed seeing a little bit of Wright's Dairy-Rite. We're getting ready to head back to the house, check in on Riley, see what kind of trouble she's gotten herself into today.
Next week, or actually just in a few days, we are heading to a brand new state for us. It's one we've driven through before, but we've never really spent any time in. Riley will be joining us on that trip. We're not going to tell you where it is yet.
Nope.
So you'll have to be surprised.
Nope. Yep. So as always, we'll see y'all somewhere. Thought that mirror was a TV at first.
No bassinet for beans.
That's okay. This will all come out in the edit. Hey, look at that. Greenville Avenue. There's a nice distraction while she fixes whatever just happened there. And action. Riley will be with us on that trip. That was a struggle to say.
Tooth.
Nope. But like I just blew something into my tooth. That's what she just said. Thanks for watching Riley Roams. Please subscribe to our channel to keep up with all of our travels. Don't forget to hit that like button and leave us a comment below about your favorite part of this video.